Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you all are having an absolutely wonderful day. My name is James Goss. I'm with Escaping the Neon, and basically, I've been trying to do breakdown videos of every business that I'm in. I know when I do the vlogs, I'm kind of all over the place, with each business and kind of explaining what I'm doing. So I wanted to take a little bit of time and break down, the ins and outs of what I'm doing, kind of how I got into each business and what I'm doing with it, and how it's going. So I did a video on the commercial restoration company, American Exteriors, and today I'm going to do a video. I actually tried to do this yesterday, and I went on for like 30 minutes, and then when I just realized I didn't hit the record button. So here I am again, trying to shoot this video. So today we're going to be talking about my popcorn company, What's Poppin'. As you can see right there, got our What's Poppin' banner. So today we'll talk about What's Poppin', and I'll kind of give you how that started, how it's going, and where we're going to try and go. So take you to the very beginning of the story. I had just sold, really successfully sold my first business. It was not a huge amount of money, but still, we broke up a partnership, but he bought me out of the partnership. So, that's selling my portion of the company. So I was looking for something kind of new to do. I had still working for the county, working a full-time job, but I knew I wanted another side hustle, and knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and it was only a matter of time. This was right at the time that the pandemic hit. They gave everybody in the United States here, they gave everybody a $800 stimulus check. So basically, my first thought was I was lucky enough to actually have a job at the time, but if I didn't have a job, I was this $800 would not do jack shit for me, I would be in some big trouble. But I bet you that if I really needed to, I could take this $800 and I could, turn it into something that constantly generates me income. So that was the initial thought, and then I continued thinking on that, and I was kind of kind of want to prove a point here, not necessarily prove a point, but I just want to give it a shot. So I want to take this $800 and I want to, try and build a business around it. So, and this is all within a day. I'm having this thought process. I talked to my fiance at the time, my now wife, and I said, I'm thinking about taking this $800 check. I want to do something. And one of my first jobs ever was working at an organic produce farm, where I would harvest on the actual farm itself, and then I would sell at farmers markets in the DC area. And I really, really enjoyed that job. I really liked the face-to-face sales. I think it, it just having that face-to-face direct interaction with customers at an early age. I was 17, 18, maybe older than that, maybe 20. But I was young. And having that forcible direct interaction with customers really, really improved my my selling abilities and social skills. So highly do recommend the face-to-face sales, even though it's not for everybody, but I do think that really, really was helpful moving forward. But anyway, so I really enjoyed that atmosphere, and I enjoyed the face-to-face selling. So I was I'm going to try and do something at a farmer's market. And one of the markets that I worked at when I was working for the produce farm, there's a Kettle corn guy there, and I literally eat popcorn every single night. It's my favorite snack food. And I thought about that guy, and I was I also love to cook, and I love popcorn, so I'm going to see what it takes to start a kettle corn company. So again, this is all in the same day where I have this thought, and I'm all right, I'm going to try something. So anyway, I look it up, and basically you need a popcorn kettle, big giant popcorn kettle. That's how they make it. So I did an eBay search. I found a full kettle setup. The guy had the kettle and the giant hand stir stick, and he even had kernels and sugar that came along with it, and some bags. So basically it was a full setup with the scoopers, the tray, everything you needed. And so the asking price was $750. Or the minimum bid was $750. I put the minimum bid on it. I didn't even realize that the auction ended in 8 hours or something like that. So anyway, I put my bid on it, and was at work 6 o'clock the next morning, and I look at my notifications, and it's oh, you won an auction on eBay, and I'm oh, well, I guess I'm a popcorn guy now. So anyway, the next day I drove 8.5 hours, and I picked up a popcorn kettle, and I became a popcorn guy that fast. So what I did after that is I just started reaching out to farmers markets, the farmers markets I used to work for, or work at, more like, when I was selling produce. And I was like, I don't know if you remember me. I used to work for Full Seller Farm, and I kind of want to start my own company, this kettle corn company, and would you guys have me there? Do you have space for another vendor? Got a really good response, so I ended up doing 3 markets in my first year, weekly. I had a Thursday, I had a Saturday, and a Sunday. Saturday markets were absolutely the best. Thursdays and Sundays were okay. It was still I was still making money. But also over the course of that first year, so also of course, like, I got the kettle. I had to learn how to make the popcorn, packaging. I had to, start the company. I had to get insurance. The insurance is super cheap, but I had to do all the business related things. So realistically, yes, I spent $750 on the kettle. I think I was still under $1,000 by the time all said and done. I started the company for less than $1,000, and then I made that back, really quickly. But anyway, I did realize that, this year, towards the end of the year, first of all, I cut down just to the Saturday market. So I was doing that this year, and then I was just doing wholesale, because I realized wholesale is definitely where I want to be at. The bags are already sold. There's not a question of do I bring 60 bags? Do I bring 80 bags? Your customer says, hey, I want 120. You give them 120. They're already sold. It's nice. And it's way less time consuming than having to do all that popping and then sit at the farmer's market for 4 hours, and although I do enjoy that, I really do like the face-to-face sales, but with all the other things that I have my hand in, I don't really have time to be the guy at the farmer's market, spending 4 hours selling popcorn. But, it is worth my while, as far as I do make money there, but I think I have my hand in, slightly more lucrative businesses now, and so I'm kind of trying to direct some focus at that. So I do really want to stick with wholesale, and I'm kind of at a crossroads because I'm under what's called cottage food law. So I can only sell so much product until I have to be commercially licensed. Stepping into the realm of commercially licensed kitchens would be fine if I really, really wanted to heavily pursue the popcorn angle. But basically where I'm at is I like it as more or less a side hustle, just an extra, good couple thousand a year. And I kind of feel like I want to keep it at that level, at least for the year upcoming. And then give myself a little more, leeway to focus on my other businesses, and other things that I want to get going. So, basically, in year 3, year upcoming, I'm going to continue to do the wholesale. I'm going to find somebody to actually physically stir the popcorn, or I'm going to get an auto stirrer, which is going to stir for me. But basically, I'm going to try and find somebody to make the actual product, and we're just going to continue pushing, wholesale. And I probably won't even do a farmer's market, in all honesty. It takes up a lot of time. And even though I really, really do enjoy it, and I love the people I was doing the farmer's market with, and if I can find somebody to cover it every Saturday, then sure. But it's a big commitment of time. And again, you do earn money off of it for sure. And, if this is something somebody else wants to get into, then, I'm not nixing farmers markets. It's definitely, if you did one every day, you'd do better than, a lot of manual labor 9-to-5s. There's no doubt about that. But just me personally, with the schedule I'm working on right now, I just really don't have the time to spend the 4 hours there. And, I think my efforts will be better spent on other things. But so for me, popcorn was really a great stepping stone to a lot of other things. And it was a good kind of confidence builder as far as I started the business, and then relatively quickly, I got some wholesale customers, and, I got some big fans of my product that were and are really supportive of the business. And, we made a good bit of money on just popping popcorn. So, really exciting with that. There's a few things, that we went through, I did a ton of live streaming on Reddit, stirring the popcorn. That got really good response, but of course, because I'm under cottage food law, I couldn't sell outside of the state. So, I want to continue that into next year, doing the live stream thing, and see if I can figure out a way to somehow send popcorn, because I know I could, make a lot off of that. And that was something that I did genuinely enjoy, was doing the live streams too and being able to interact with people. So I'm hoping to do some of that next year as well, but primarily I don't want to be, chief popcorn stirrer. So yeah, for next year we're working on finding somebody to be that. I also need to switch from popping in my driveway, even though I want to remain under cottage food law. I need a better place that I can pop at. So those are things that we have to figure out, in the upcoming year. There is a bit of an off season for kettle corn. So basically after Thanksgiving until early spring, most of my customers, actually mainly all of my customers, are shut down. So, I could definitely go out and chase other customers that don't shut down, that aren't orchard style markets. But again, I'm taking a step back. I'm, recalibrating our next move. I'm definitely going to do popcorn again next year because it was a good money maker. And we've already got a good customer base. So there's no reason not to. But yeah, so again, I talk a lot about a lot of different businesses, and I'm just trying to do a deep dive into this. So if you have any questions, like if Kettle Corn Company is something that you are thinking about starting, or you want some, tips or advice or whatever, I'm more than happy to talk to anybody that's thinking about this. Again, it was, great side hustle, and I was, if you're familiar with my channel, my goal was to leave my full-time job, and popcorn was able to get me there, so that I was comfortable enough to be able to leave my full-time job and then become a full-time entrepreneur. So here I am, and I absolutely love popcorn for that. But I was granted some really cool opportunities after leaving my full-time job, and so I'm transitioning a little bit away from the popcorn thing, and dedicating so much time to it because I think I can do better in other fields. But again, popcorn, awesome stepping stone, highly recommend, easy, low barrier to entry business to get into, and has led me to a lot of other businesses that I'm also pursuing. So I actually probably would just go ahead and shoot a video right after this, about the coffee company that I started. So basically when I was doing the farmers markets, I could tell there was a huge need for coffee. And so I wanted to sell cups of brewed coffee at the market. So anyway, I'm going to make a video on that because, like I said, I'm going to deep dive into everything that I'm doing right now. But if you want to get deeper, or if you have any questions, or if I, brushed over anything that you want to hear more about, please, reach out to me. Just shoot me a message on here. Also, if you did find any value in this, or even if you didn't, you just enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm really trying to get this content out here to show people they can do similar stuff. I just really feel like it's more of a thing of having the confidence and the motivation to do it, more than actually people not being able to actually do it intelligence wise, because it doesn't take a lot of smarts to do the type of things that I'm doing that have allowed me to leave my full-time job. So yeah, I'm just trying to motivate people. So please like, comment, subscribe, help yourself out and help others out so that we can get this content out there. But anyway, my name is James Goss. This is Escape in the Neon. I genuinely appreciate your time. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and thank you for watching.